Hi, Anya here. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on hamstring activation and strength, which means we're not going to be just focusing on resistance program that brings elongation and extension into the movement, but also going to focus on actively engaging three tendons that form the hamstring itself. We're going to be working around the connective tissue, the fascia, and we're just going to enjoy it. There is some challenging transition or movements in the sequence, so either try to do it a little bit slower, try to maybe modify it, or skip altogether, whatever makes your practice a little bit safer. It's not about challenging the body into something that it may not be ready for. So let's enjoy it, let's get into it, and thank you so much for watching. Okay, so we're gonna start laying down. You're gonna straighten your legs, press the heels down, flex your feet right away, scoop the shoulders away from the ears, release the hands by your side with the palms facing down. So you're actually gonna be using your hands pressing down to the floor. At the same time, make sure that your lower back is not arching. You wanna tuck the tailbone under, actually tuck the tailbone towards the heels to make sure that there's lots of length in the lower back instead of contraction. This way you're going to be engaging not just the hamstring, but also the lower back muscles. And then let's take a nice big inhale in here. Open your mouth, exhale. Let's do it again. Inhale. Open your mouth, side it out. From here, start pressing your heels heavier down to the floor, flex your feet. And let's lift the legs and lift the hips off the floor. On the exhale, release it down. With the inhale, let's lift the hips and legs again. If you want an extra challenge, lift the arms up, flex the wrists, or maybe extend it. Keep the engagement of the hamstring, keep the feet flexed, and then slowly release your legs, release your pelvis down, bring the hands by your side. Let's walk the feet closer towards each other. Keep flexing your feet. Inhale, lift the left leg off the floor, lift the hips off the floor, press the right heel down. So just maybe 2 inches or 3 inches above the floor, make sure the left foot is flexed, and then slowly release it down. Let's do the same thing with the right one. Flex the right foot, lift the right foot maybe inch or 2 above the floor, lift that up, lift the pelvis, lift the leg. Use your hands, makes it a bit easier. And again, obviously the lower back muscles. Release it down. Nice big inhale in here. Lift the torso up. And then slide your forearms behind you, hands facing towards the hips. This time point your toes, spin them towards each other. So the big toes are going to be touching. There's a little bit of inner rotation in the hips that's going to open your lower back. And then on the inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Let's do it again. Point your toes. Inhale, lift the hips up. Engage the hamstrings. Engage the glutes. Lengthen the lower back. Exhale, release it down. From here, we're going to bend the right knee. Bring the right foot down to the floor. We're going to open the left forearm to the side. Spin to the left hip. We're going to lift the hip up, trying to go to like a nice supported side plank on the left. We're going to lower the hips down. Come back on your forearms. Both legs extended, big toes are touching, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips down, left knee bend, left foot by your side, open the right forearm to the side, and come up to like a nice supported side plank on the right. Release it down, both forearms down to the floor. Again, final Puvottanasana, toes are pointing in, lift your hips, release it down. From here, bring more weight to your fingers and lift your elbows off the floor. Come into like a nice seated position. Bring your hands by your side. Makes it a little bit easier. We're going to be going to inverted table variation. So make sure the hands are close enough to your hips to bend the knees and have this nice transition going on. Feet are flexed. You're going to bend the knees. So there's going to be a more extension of the toes, but still bring more weight to your heels and lift your hips up, coming to inverted table. Sink your hips down. Don't try to lift the hips We want to engage the hamstrings from the heels and then slowly bring the weight into the toes, push the knees forward. From there, press the weight into the heels, try to straighten the legs, pushing the hips behind the wrists. And then shift forward again, inverted table. Maybe push the knees a little more forward. Heels pressing down, straighten the legs. From here, we're going to shift forward. We're going to lift the right leg, flex the foot, extend the leg up, point the heel towards the ceiling. Ready, set down, straighten the leg. If you want to extra, lift the feet off the floor. Shift it forward, left leg extends all the way up. Shift it back. Left leg ready, sit down, right leg lifts. And then slowly from here, ready, sit back. Left leg. Shift it back. Both leg lift. Ready, sit down. Lift the hands. Shake it out a bit. Shake up your shoulders, your glutes, your wrists. And let's bring the hands down to the floor again. Bend your knees, feet flat. Inhale, invert the table with the right leg lift. This time, we're going to bring more weight to your left foot and the right hand, lifting the left hand off the floor. Reach with the left hand outside of the right foot and try to scoop the right knee as close to the nose as you can. Raise the foot. Shift it back. The same on the other side. Left leg lifts. Lots of weight in the left hand. Right foot. Right hand reaches for the edge of the foot. Nose towards the knee or knee towards nose. Ready, set down. Shift it back. Release the hips down. Lift the hands. Circle the wrist to the inside. Circle the wrist to the outside. Not an easy challenging. It is challenging. It's not an easy transition. Warms me up every single time, no matter how many times I do it. Nice big inhale in here, bend your knees. Press the hands down. This is the final one, promise. Shift forward. Come to inverted table. Lift the right leg. Flex the foot. From here, lift the left hand. Play with the balance. Grab the outside edge of the outside edge of the right foot. Start spinning to the right. So left foot goes to the right. And try to step the right foot all the way to the outside, coming to the wide leg stance. The left hand is going to hold on to that right foot. And the right hand is going to reach all the way up, going to like a nice twisted wide leg stance. If you want that the right arm is reaching up, the shoulder can spin in, and the right hand can go to the inside of the left hip. If you feel like you want more opening in your chest, every time we're focusing on practice of yoga practice, obviously not going to focus just on one part of the body. The entire body is doing yoga, so we can add extra shoulder openers even if we're focusing on the hamstrings. Let's from here release the right hand down. The right hand comes back the same way it started, so make sure that the fingers are facing to the left. Start walking the right foot closer to the line of the right hand. Start bending your left knee. Spin the left foot out before you're lifting the right foot. Come back into one leg inverted table. Hug the knee towards the nose one more time. Raise it down. Straighten the legs. And we're going to go to the other side. Lift the left leg up. Reach with the right hand outside edge of the foot. Actually, if this is difficult for you to step, just hold onto the foot. Hug to the knee. Actually, hug the knee towards your nose. And then release the hand. Start spinning the right foot to the left. Step the left leg back without holding with the hand. Just grab with the right hand towards the foot as soon as you get into the wide leg stance. Let me just flip around so you know where we're at. Right hand reaches for the outside edge of the foot. Left arm is reaching up. And again, if you did so on the other side, getting a bit more extra shoulder opener, make sure you spin the shoulder in before bringing the left hand to the inside of the opposite hip. Drop the head down. Press to the edges of the feet. And then you don't need to lock the knees. You can soften the knees, but make sure that you are engaging the heels pressing down, lifting the inner arches. And at the same time, you want to have the engagement in the back of the knees, in the hamstring attachments. So pushing the knee back is not necessary. very beneficial for us. Let's bring the torso to neutral position, hands on the fingertips, lengthen your chest halfway. Inhale in here. On the exhale, we're gonna spin all the way to the right. Both hands facing to the top of the mat, both feet facing to the top of the mat. We're gonna bend the right knee, bend the left knee, and we're gonna release the left knee down to the floor. Now, as we here, we're gonna press the left toes down, and we're gonna start shifting back. Now, I wanna work with, as I mentioned in the beginning of the class, I don't want to work on pulling and stretching. I want to work on the activation. So I want you guys keep it from knee bend and focus just on the flexion of the front foot. So hands on the fingertips, right knee is bent, and I'm just going to gently move my hips back by flexing the front foot. The front foot flexion comes from the toes pointing towards the knee. That's going to feel like a kind of stretch in the back of the knee, but it really gives you nice activation from the back of the knee to the sit bone, all those attachments of the hamstrings. Torso is leaning forward. Try to not rounding your back. Try to lengthen your torso forward, shoulders back. And then from here, let's shift forward. Hands are coming closer towards your front foot. Keep the back toes pressing down. Start squaring your hips by shifting the right hip back, left hip forward. Engage the left glute before start lifting your left knee off the floor, engaging the left quad. Now, we're not looking for upward dog variation in here. We're looking more for the plank motion in here, so past the shoulder blades. Release the left knee down to the floor, tuck the toes under. And let's come back, turning to the left to the wide leg stand. Inhale and exhale in here. Then on the inhale, lengthen your torso forward. And let's turn all the way around to the left. The same thing. We're going to lower the right knee down to the floor, releasing the toes. And we're going to shift back with the front knee bent, flexing the foot. Gently sinking the hips back and down. Just 2 breaths in here. Not too long. Let's shift forward. Slide the hands maybe just a few inches forward to give that extra length to the torso. Press the right toes down, lift the right knee off the floor, square your hips. And release your right knee down, tuck the toes under. We're gonna come back to that wide leg stand again. Nice big inhale in here. And nice slow exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, we're gonna spin to the left again. So we're gonna come back to the left side, toes pointing forward. We're gonna bend the right knee, by this time keep the right toes tucked under. And if you want, you can actually use that stretching action or resistance action in here. Flexing the foot, maybe straightening the leg. But as you're straightening the leg, make sure that the knee is not pressing down into hyperextension. The knee is actually scooping up, so you're activating not just the hamstrings, but actually the quad. Slide the hands closer towards your back knee. Come on the fingertips and start bringing your weight into your right toes, lifting the right knee off the floor. As the right knee comes off the floor, start shifting your hips back, lifting the left foot off the floor, coming up to pistol squat. Now, as you hear, either demi-point position of the extended foot or flexion, whatever feels better for your hamstring. If you want to challenge yourself, lift the hands off the floor, a bit of balancing in here. And then hands down, shift forward. And again, we're going to press the toes down, stretching the quad. If you feel comfortable in this pose, you can slide the foot maybe a few inches forward, flip the toes, and let's come back to wide leg stand. Full breath in and out in here. Inhale halfway. Let's move to the right side. Right foot forward, left foot on the toes. Lower your left knee down to the floor. Right away, let's shift the hips back. Slide the hands back. Flex the front foot. Start lifting your back knee off the floor. Shift the hips back, coming to pistol squat. Lift the hands off the floor if you did so on the other side. It's a good balance, good workout for all the muscles in your legs, in your glutes, and a little bit of core. Hands down to the floor. Bring the foot forward. Hands down. Back toes tucked under, lift the back knee off the floor. If you did so on the other side, try to flip the foot and come back again to a wide leg stand. Inhale in here. Exhale, drop your head down. Inhale halfway. We're going to come back to the right side again. So the same pretty much sequence. We're going to flip the feet forward, lower the back knee, back toes tucked under. We're going to shift back again into the pistol squat. But this time, we're going to try to lift the hips and kick that right leg all the way back to standing split. So the one thing, guys, about standing split, just want to point out, standing split is all about squaring the hips. Opening the foot to the side, just lift the leg up, is not standing split. This is already half moon. So make sure that the toes of the right foot are pointing down and you're kicking from the heel. That's what engages the hamstring. Lengthen your chest forward. And then slowly from here, start bending your left knee. Let's come forward to the pistol squat. Ready, sit down. Hands forward. Back toes pressing down. Lift the back knee off the floor. Flip the toes. And come back to wide leg stand. Inhale, lengthen your chest halfway. Exhale, head goes down. Inhale, lengthen your chest halfway. Swing all the way to the left. Lower your right knee down. You know where we're going, so flex the left foot, slide the hands back. Lift the left foot, going to pistol squat. Lift the hips, balance on the toes of the right leg. Kick the left leg back, standing split. Again, try to focus on lifting the heel, not the foot up. And at the same time, bring a little bit more weight to that left glute. That's gonna engage that left leg a little bit more. So you're not bringing all the attention all the way into that standing head. Nice big inhale in here. On the exhale, start bending your right knee. Come up on the toes. Start sinking your hips. Swing the left leg forward, pistol squat. Lower the foot down. Right toes pressing down. Let's lift the right knee off the floor. Flip the leg. Wide leg stand. Whew. Inhale, lengthen your chest halfway. Exhale, head goes down. One more like this. This time we're going to go to a little bit more restorative motion after this sequence. So let's take an inhale in here, exhale all the way to the right. Lower your left knee down. Let's shift into that pistol squat again. All the way to standing split. Bend the knee, open the hip in the split. So you want to try to kick the heel towards the left glute, extra opening in the hip. And then slowly from here, straighten the right leg. Come back to pistol. Shift forward all the way into that nice stretch in the quad. Good. Release the left knee down to the floor. Now from here, start tippy-toeing your right foot to the side. I'm going to go sideways so you can see me better. So the right foot goes into like a gate position. Left hand stays on the floor. Right hand is going to go on the right hip. We're going to bring more weight to the right heel. So we're going to spin the right foot open. That's going to give you a little bit of release in the hamstring, but at the same time, it's going to work the hip flexor. Nice big inhale in here. Just pay attention to not sinking into that left hip. Push the hips to the right. That's going to give you that adequate engagement that we're looking for in the leg, in the glutes. Nice big inhale in here. On the exhale, both hands down to the floor. So here from the gate, we're going to press the palms flat. Lift the right leg. Oh, kick the wall. Not much space here. Extend the leg behind you. Flex the foot and start lowering your forearms down. So if you feel like you're really tired in here, you can release the right toes down to the floor, slide the right leg back, getting into like a square pigeon pose. I like to call it square pigeon because it's not really a hip opener. It's more of the square hips position. So still works your hamstrings. Nice big inhale in here. On the exhale, lift the right foot, bend the knee. Find your way to like a nice wrist forward child's pose. Inhale in here. Exhale all the way through the mouth. From here, we're gonna press to the hands. Tuck the toes under. We're gonna lift the knees off the floor, spin the left foot out, step the right leg back to the wide leg stance. Nice, big inhale here, lengthen your chest halfway. On the exhale, we're gonna go all the way to the left. Spin the left foot out, lower the right knee down to the floor. Again, we're gonna go into that pistol squat, hands going back. Lift the left leg. Standing split. This time, kick the left knee open, left heel towards the glute. From here, reverse, standing split. 2 pistol squat. Lower the left knee down to the floor. Shift forward. Toes tucked under, lift the back knee off the floor. Just extra stretching here, then lower the right knee down. From here, we're gonna slide the left foot to the side. So again, I'm gonna go sideways so you can see me better. I'm gonna spin the left foot facing out, getting a little bit more into the hip flexor, into the psoas. And again, I don't wanna sink into the hip, I wanna push the hips to the left. Like a nice extra stretch in here. Probably feels nice after all the standing split and pistol squats. Hands down to the floor. And slowly from here, we're gonna spin the left leg back. Oh, I didn't kick anything this time. Hands flat, extend the leg, and then lowering your forearms, releasing the left foot down to the floor, sliding it back. I think we've done it on the other side, so we can continue on this side. Go into that weird single pigeon. Nice big inhale in here. Really feel like you want to flex that left foot, so it engages your tibia, engages the hamstring, engages the quads and the glutes. Nice big inhale in here. Let's shift forward, lift the left leg, lower the left knee down to the floor, sink your hips down, bring your hands side. Take a full inhale through the nose, through the chest to your diaphragm and your lower abdomen. Open your mouth, side it out. Thank you for practicing with me. See you on the mat soon.